afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to session 2 out of 4 of the 3rd annual statewide convening on diversifying the teaching workforce. And this is our 3rd annual, but it's our first virtual conference on diversifying the teaching workforce. My name is Nora Highland. I'm the Associate Dean and Faculty Director of Teacher Education at the Graduate School of Education at Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. The Graduate School of Education is pleased to be sponsoring this year's convening along with the New Jersey Department of Education and the New Jersey Association of the Colleges of Teacher Education, which is a consortium of all of the colleges and universities in the state that prepare The conference theme this year is Leadership for Diversity, creating culturally responsive recruitment, instructional practice, and retention strategies. This year, the conference is being held virtually over 4 consecutive Wednesdays in October. Today is our 2nd Wednesday. I keep unintentionally muting myself. We had previously closed the registration due to the overwhelming response we've gotten from educators around the state. However, we're now reopening the registration for the next 2 weeks. So if you open the chat feature on the Zoom platform, my colleague, Dr. Leftwich from Rowan University, is pasting the registration link in the chat box. So feel free to copy it and share it with your colleagues. As a reminder, every session of the conference is being video recorded, so please turn off your camera if you do not wish to appear on the video. In addition, the reason we're videotaping everything is that all sessions of the conference will be made available on the Rutgers GSE website, the NJACTE website, and the NJDOE website. So we encourage you to look for these in the next few weeks. I think Rutgers just got last week's recording up today. The structure of today's meeting centers around 2 consecutive workshop-style sessions, the first one beginning at 3:10 and the second one beginning at 4:05. You can select from 6 choices during each session. The individual session links can be found on the agenda that was emailed to you Monday and again today by my colleague Chanel Harris. So while you locate your agenda, on the behalf of the Graduate School of Education at Rutgers University, I'd like to introduce one of our featured speakers, one of our own accomplished graduates, Dr. Deirdre Richardson. As a graduate of Rutgers Graduate School of Education, Dr. Richardson has served students, educators, and families for 17 years. She holds an EDD and EDM in mathematics education, a BS in mechanical engineering from Rutgers School of Engineering. In her current role as the state coordinator of mathematics with the New Jersey Department of Education, she supports teachers and leaders across the state by providing policy guidance, professional learning, and supports for statewide implementation of mathematics and computer science initiatives. Prior to joining the NJDOE, Dr. Richardson was a high school math instructional coach and teacher right here in New Jersey. Her research and professional interests include cognition and early math ideas in pre-service teachers, P16 mathematics education, beliefs and identity in mathematics, and equity in computer science. So I'd like you to help me welcome Dr. Richardson, who will give us a few words of welcome.
Welcome to the 3rd annual New Jersey Convening on Diversifying the Teacher Workforce. My name is Dr. Deidre Richardson, and I am a graduate of Rutgers Graduate School of Education, and of Rutgers School of Engineering, and have served in various roles in education for almost 20 years. Many years ago, as a new teacher of color teaching high school mathematics, I was incredibly fortunate to have another math teacher of color beginning her career in education alongside me. We supported each other and navigated this new profession together for many years. Though we did not realize it at the time, we were developing our mathematics teacher identities. This included our beliefs about what it means to do mathematics, what it means to learn mathematics, how mathematics is taught, and importantly, what role race and culture would play in the pedagogies that we enacted. The school district that employed us, reflective of the community that it served, was very diverse, both culturally and socioeconomically. And we were fortunate to have leaders of color at both the building level and at the district level. So as teachers, we saw us reflected in leadership, and that too sustained us. For a time, I served as a teacher leader tasked with supporting and building the instructional capacity of educators through professional learning communities and providing sustained job-embedded coaching. So I would like to amplify this important idea, and that is that effective supports for teachers and leaders must be, to some extent, based on their unique individual needs, based on their identities, understanding that race is a part of that identity. And in the same way that we differentiate instruction for students in classrooms, we must differentiate supports for teachers and for leaders based on evidence or data. So as we ultimately think about retention strategies, some aspect of that may be individualized. We know, we have evidence that students benefit from teachers that represent their own cultures, and that it offers them a view into their experiences and helps the students build their own identities. We also know that educators can better serve students of all races, cultures, and backgrounds when they attend to and leverage the multiple identities that they are in the process of developing, again, understanding race as part of that identity, and leading to the enacting of culturally responsive practices. We are absolutely thrilled to have you attending the third annual New Jersey Convening on Diversifying the Teacher Workforce. I am confident that each of you will engage in amazingly thoughtful conversations throughout your time with us. Thank you and enjoy the conference.
Thank you to Dr. Richardson for those inspiring remarks, especially regarding mathematics equity in education. Before I send you off into your breakout rooms for your concurrent sessions, I want to give you a few logistical reminders. So first, all sessions will be video recorded and made publicly available. That's a reminder. The descriptions and links to each of the concurrent session are in the agenda that you received by email. You can select anyone that you'd like to attend. Please know that you'll be placed in a virtual waiting room first. A faculty or staff member from the GSE or one of the NJACTE member institutions will be acting as a host to let you into the session. If the session is full, the host will send you a message directing you to select another session. So please pay attention to those messages. Concurrent session 1 will end promptly at 4, and the session host will direct you to choose a selection from the second set of sessions. Finally, at the end of concurrent session 2, your session host will direct you back to the agenda and ask you to complete the conference feedback form. This is important because it's also how you can request a certificate for professional development hours. So please enjoy the rest of the afternoon and your sessions. We hope you learn a lot, share a lot, engage in meaningful conversations, and help in our collective effort to move our state closer to diversifying the teaching workforce and achieving equity and excellence in education. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the day.